Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. This is Ari and welcome to Music Monday. Today I want to look at one of my major influences as a songwriter, Stone Temple Pilots. And in particular, I picked out 4 of their biggest hits and we're going to look at what weird chords are being used in those. I'm a chord guy and I'm really turned on by weird chords, fancy chords, just chords that are, beyond some simple C and F and G and D kind of thing, right? When some fresh sounding chords or voicing present itself, that inspire me, and especially with complex chords, it presents itself an opportunity to explore different feelings that's sort of expressed in those chords. And Stone Temple Pilots were the ones who told me that you can rock with complicated chords and make it sound still great and still rock hard. So let's just look at some of their songs and see what weird chords we can see in them. Okay, the first one is the original big hit, this one. Okay, so that's starting out in G, right? And then it goes into this chord, which sounds interesting. And then the 2 notes slide down, and then it goes down further. But it's really actually a simple move in that it's going from G and then going down half step, and then going another half step, and then back to G. But then there's a consistent note G on top, and that's what makes it seem a little more exotic. And this kind of move is actually fairly common in rock music. Like for example, that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's Breaking the Girl, right? So that there's a E ringing at the top, even as you move the A shape up the neck. It's the same kind of thing. So, no. That's essentially the same thing, but it just sounds a lot more fun and exotic when you put the G in the top. Okay, the next one is this famous hit. So the Interstate love song is this awesome descending chord progression. It goes from C sharp minor to A flat over C, and then this one I think is a D flat over B. It's actually basically a D flat 7th chord, but then with the 7s at the bottom. And what they're doing is the bass note is going from C sharp to C to B flat, and then B flat last note is a B flat B flat. My chord, half diminished chord, right? I need to really brush up my own music theory there. The beauty of this progression is again how the bass note just smoothly goes down. This is a chord that wants to resolve either up or down. like that, or in this case, going down to half step. So that's how you can use it. This one I have not come across anywhere else. That's a weird one. I'm gonna see if I can write a song with that in the future. This one is a nice one as well. Anyway, so 2-3 exotic chords in there, but they make it all sound smooth and fitting to the song. Okay, this next one, I'm sure you can tell if I play the first chord. That's an A with sharp fourths. It has kind of a Lydian kind of sound, right? Has this exotic open sounding, very unsettling. If I let the E ring, there's a half step dissonance there, but I don't think they're really doing that. It just kind of heralds the arrival of the song and saying, oh, something quirky, something unexpected is coming, right? And then the next, there's another cool chord in here. So the main riff goes. Okay, so that is F sharp without major or minor. It's just it's like a power chord, and then it goes to B over A. Now that is a cool chord. If you go straight from F sharp to B, now see that's just so different, right? And then just a lot more boring, really. But when you add the A to the bottom, this is a chord that shows up often in like Broadway musical songs and also in jazz. It's basically you're taking a regular chord and then going, a whole step down at the bottom. So you could do it. It's very easy too. I'm just pressing the A shape here and then having a bottom on the 6th string. I did write a chord progression with this one. Mine goes kind of like this. That's one of the brand new songs I wrote, and I'm looking forward to recording that one and sharing it with you, but all in good time. Anyway, so yeah, I made that chord show up after from F minor to A over G, and then from there going to B flat major 7. I know that sounds really fancy, but it really is not that complicated, really. All chords are just notes on the fretboard, so. Anyway. So that's the main riff of Sour Girl, one of their biggest hits. And this one has this chord. This is basically a D over A, so it's gonna just different voicing, with the A at the bottom. Oh, and then there's an open G in there. And then this is the really exotic chord. I've never seen this one. So he's playing the D-shaped chord at the top here. So this is it's like a F over D, but then there's a bottom over on the B flat. interesting chord. It's very open sounding, ambiguous. Like you don't know whether to feel happy or sad with that one. Anyway, so those are 4 of their biggest hits and most well-known songs in their catalog. And I don't think it's an accident that these 4 songs all feature some unusual and exotic chords. It's almost like Stone Temple Pilots' trademark sound, is that they have these fresh-sounding chords. And of course, you can make great songs based on just tried and true E's and A's and G's, but you know, we have been making rock and roll for like 60-70 years now. It is becoming harder and harder to find fresh sounds and interesting sort of new angles to look at. It's not that like everything under the sun has been done before already, so I don't think we can. It's really hard to reinvent the wheel at this point. However, that doesn't really stop us from trying to come up with something that is at least uncommon, so that when people listen to it, you just kind of go, oh, right? And if you're not a musician, if you're just a music fan, feel free to like point out like, oh, this part of this song sounds kind of weird, what's going on, right? Having a curiosity about what's going on is always a good thing. And chances are there could be unusual chords or harmony or instrumentation or something that somebody used their creativity and came up with particularly fresh and unusual sounding section or parts or arrangement to a song, and I think that is very much to be applauded. So Stone Temple Pilots, Robert and Dean DeLeo, I really admire them for creating their own vocabulary out of some unusual chords, and that's something that I try to incorporate into my own songs as well. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.